Welcome to this explainer where we're going to explore a skill that's absolutely crucial for any developer. How to take code that just works and turn it into something that's professional, readable, and built to last. You know that feeling, right? You look back at code you wrote maybe just a week ago and you find yourself completely baffled trying to figure out your own logic. If that sounds familiar, you're in exactly the right place. Now take a look at this. Believe it or not, both of these chunks of code do the exact same thing. The only difference between that chaotic mess on the left and the crystal clear logic on the right, it really just comes down to one simple thing: style. And that quote right there really hits the nail on the head. That's the core idea we're digging into. See, good code doesn't just work for the computer. It has to work for other people too. It needs to be clean and easy to read. So how do we actually get there? Well, we can start with just a few fundamental rules. Let's call them the pillars of clean code. These are really simple changes that have a massive impact on how readable your code is. Our first pillar is all about those curly braces. And the most common, widely accepted way to do it in the JavaScript world is what's called the Egyptian style. Let's see exactly what that looks like. See the difference? Keeping that opening brace on the same line as the if statement makes the code way more compact. It saves vertical space, and honestly, it's the style you're going to find in pretty much any professional JavaScript project out there. Next up is indentation. Now, we all use horizontal indents, spaces, to show structure, but vertical indents are just as important. I'm talking about using empty lines to separate different logical chunks. It gives your code some much needed breathing room. Okay, this one is so simple, but it is so critical. Look, JavaScript can sometimes guess where a statement ends, but it's not perfect. Just making it a habit to add semicolons at the end of every statement will save you from some really subtle and incredibly frustrating bugs down the road. All right, let's talk about one of the biggest enemies of readability: deep nesting. You've seen it, code blocks inside of code blocks, inside of even more code blocks. It's a maze. But luckily, there's a really simple trick to escape it. The technique is called an early return. So instead of a big if-else block, you handle all the special cases or errors right at the top, and then you just exit the function immediately. This keeps your main logic totally flat, unnested, and so much easier to follow. Now, I know you might be thinking, Egyptian braces, indentation, early returns, this feels like a lot of little rules to remember all the time. But what if you didn't have to? Exactly. The secret to writing consistently clean code isn't having a perfect memory. It's using the right tools to do all the heavy lifting for you, automatically. And that brings us to the linter. Seriously, think of it like an automatic style guide for your code. It's like having a grammar checker that doesn't just catch typos, but makes sure your formatting is perfect every single time. It just runs in the background, instantly flagging problems. And here's the best part: you don't even have to make up the rules yourself. You can just grab one of these super popular, battle-tested style guides from companies like Google or Airbnb. They've already done all the hard work of figuring out what clean code should look like. Getting a tool like ESLint set up is actually really straightforward. You install it, you pick a style guide, you connect it to your code editor, and boom, it'll instantly start giving you real-time feedback, highlighting issues with a little red squiggly line, just like a spell checker. Okay, so to wrap all this up, let's see the real impact of applying these principles. We're going to take a messy block of code and watch it transform from total chaos into pure clarity. And there it is. The code on the right is functionally identical. It does the exact same thing as the code on the left, but it is leagues ahead in readability. It's easier to understand, easier to debug, and easier to maintain. That is the power of writing clean code. So here's the crucial takeaway. These aren't just some arbitrary rules we follow for no reason. They are the direct answers to the most important questions a developer can ask themselves. How can I make this clear? How can I avoid mistakes? It's all about clarity and robustness. And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. Getting your code to work is just the starting point. Great code doesn't just give instructions to a machine. It clearly communicates its purpose to the next person who reads it. And always remember, that next person might just be you 6 months from now.